Hi, Belgin.
Hi, James.
Thanks for joining me today. As always, we tend to start with a short introduction, if you don't mind, to yourself and the group.
So I'm area manager, so I'm responsible for a Belgium office together with the Paris office. And I have a small team here in Belgium with the 5 to 6 person fixed.
Okay, we're gonna focus mainly on Belgium and obviously Brussels. So I guess leading straight into it, what is the current situation in terms of Brussels and Belgium itself?
Okay, so in Belgium we are almost back to normal. So we have entered the phase 4 of the exit plan out of lockdown since the 1st of July, and teleworking and home working is still recommended in all sectors, all industries. Since the 1st of July, we can meet up to 15 persons. So, wow. And 15-person maximum. And in terms of events, we can organize up to 200-person indoor with the social distancing rules and 400 outside. Normally, as from 1st of August, we can go to 400-person indoor and 800 outdoor. So it's quite limited. So as I said, everything is almost back to normal, except that festivals are not allowed. Discotheques and nightclubs are not open yet. And also the fair sector is really suffering from this because we have no idea when it will be reopened. And we have sued all together with Febelux, which is the federation of all the event organizers, have sued the Belgian government because all industry has at least, they have an opening date, but not fair. So it's really, we need to know when we can start again, because obviously no exhibitor will invest in an event if they don't know if it will take place or not. So
sure, but on a positive side, I mean, the fact that you're kind of already at levels of say 200, 400 people for events, I think that's still ahead of where we are in the UK currently. So that's a positive start at least.
That's a positive side. So we can 400 people. It's a good size for meetings. But what we are doing, so we are working with corporate clients for congresses meeting. Usually it's over 400. What we are organizing, except for touristic groups, which is below. But of course, we are all depending on the government policies, on the consumer confidence, and also on the coronavirus itself. So we are just waiting and do the best we can to make it happen, in fact.
Sure. And what sort of changes are we likely to expect coming out to Belgium, sort of moving forward over the sort of 6 months to 12-month period? Are we going to expect sort of different types of checks? What's the mask regulation, if there is one, just in terms of us coming out and planning an event and our delegates coming out?
We have passed the halt of the year 2020, and I think it's going to be a long wait before the global pandemic is resolved. The impact of coronavirus was huge on our event. We have seen postponement and in some cases cancellations of events. So, but I think it's important to accept the situation and to focus on moving forward. And the landscape of the events will for sure have significant changes. Like we see a lot of our events which goes virtual. This is something new. We have a lot of requests of associations who would like, because their event is the window of the association and they must communicate with their member, and the event is a good way to communicate with them. So instead of canceling totally the event, they are checking the possibility to transform it into a virtual or hybrid meeting. This is also something we are working on. So we are trying to save some events like this. And I really think the The face-to-face meeting will never disappear because people need to network. But on the other hand, when we are facing a time when it's difficult to travel, I think strategically speaking, virtual component into a meeting is the best way to do it. So, and as an event organizer, we have here the opportunity to reimagine our profession and also to serve our clients, because it's also their problem, it's also our problem. So that's why we are working a lot on virtual and hybrid meetings, and I think this is something that it will last for sure 6 months, and probably 2021 will be also impacted in this way.
Sure. I think obviously with the current situation in terms of a vaccine, I think that is going to limit in terms of face-to-face. But yeah, I mean, the whole kind of point of getting these types of meetings together is to discuss actually getting out and doing a proper event again, because virtual has its place. But I do think we do need social interaction. So
yes, indeed. But even to organize a physical event, we have a lot of list of measures to implement before organizing an event. So I'm talking about insurance, I'm talking about social distancing, about sanitary and disinfection utilities that we have to put in place. And also, even if we organize everything properly, are we going to have all these attendees on site? This is also something, it's a question mark. So in this uncertainty, it's difficult to foresee. If we go virtual, it's set, it's decided, and here we have an opportunity not only to attract people that usually goes physically on the event, but here we can also attract the ones who are member of the association or other people who were not supposed to go into physically because you have accommodation, flight, etc. to pay, and here is not our job is not only to put people in front of a flat screen. You need to interact with them to make it very attractive. Otherwise, you will lose them after 15 minutes if you don't do so. It's our profession is becoming more and more as a meeting architect, a technical provider as well, and yeah, organize everything, and we'll see. We have done it already. It was a success. So I think this is something that will be implemented in the future in all our meetings. Continue to have physical gatherings of people, but also have an hybrid part of the event to reach the other people.
I think it's a really important point you make. I mean, in terms of virtual and hybrid, I think there has to have been an investment in terms of technology within venues to be able to support that. But I think what's coming across really strong in our other interviews with other destinations is the importance now, particularly moving forward, to gain a confidence back to put on events and a confidence within the industry that you do event planners. You do rely on your event planners to have that knowledge, and us as event planners, we do rely on the likes of yourselves and DMCs that have the local knowledge and ensure that the safety measures are in place, because every destination is going to be different and have different rules. So it's now more than ever we do need to reach out to the likes of yourself to find out exactly what we can and can't do to ensure the safety of the event and also the success of the event.
Of course, but this is also our job to promote the event. But here it's another challenge, a challenge that it's feasible, we can do it. But maybe we can attract the people physically on the next event, because they see at least the speakers, they see the program, etc. And I'm sure with the promotion and marketing program, we can even serve better the association and the corporate clients in this way. So we are working hard on this. It's we have no choice. In fact, we have to adapt to the situation. There is nothing else we can do. Otherwise, our profession won't survive to this crisis. So,
but I think it's also an opportunity as destinations and us as event organisers now that we can necessarily break the mold. So I mean, we all have clients that have tried and tested locations, hotels that they've always used, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's obviously a reason why they use that, but obviously in the current climate they may not be able to use that destination or venue purely for the fact that they may not be open. It may not be able to hold that kind of event. So it gives us as an opportunity to reach out and educate clients on potentially looking at new destinations, new venues. And like you say, by putting them in those destinations where they might not have considered before, it could lead to bigger things moving forward.
Yes, indeed. I completely agree. So, but I think in the coming 12 months, it will be a challenge for all of us to keep our client, to make them happy. We at least until we find efficient vaccine, we have to do this way. And I don't know if we will go back to the normal, the real normal, what we have seen before. Let's see. I think nobody can answer this question. What will be the future? But our profession as a meeting professional congress organizer is to adapt to each situation, and this is our strength, I think. And all our client needs guidance, and we can give this guidance to them.
Sure. And is there anything else that you'd like to put across in terms of Belgium and Brussels as a destination to sort of consider moving forward?
Yeah. Belgium, for the moment, so Belgium is open to all countries, so it's easy access for all European members, and also some of the, I know that UK, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, Iceland, Norway can enter and go out easily without any restrictions, but extra Schengen countries, it's more difficult. For the moment, non-essential travel are not allowed. So there are 15 countries prohibited to come. So, but it will change from one week to another. So we will see how it will be. We are seeing more and more requests, small requests, sure, but physical requests for September, October, November. That's so right. Which means that there is a positive move in Europe to meet again. As I said, I'm sure people need to network, people need to go out and to meet their peers, to visit countries. This business won't disappear, but it's a hard time that we have to cross now, and AIM is ready since the beginning. In fact, we are a very good team, very motivated, and we are doing our best.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for taking the time and joining me to discuss what's going on out there. It's been really interesting to find out what's happening.
Okay, thank you very much, James.
Thanks a lot.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching. We welcome any feedback and questions in the comment section below, and please make sure you follow me on all our social networks.